Hi there everyone, welcome to the Productivity Challenge and welcome to week one, which is Learn Week. In week one, it's all about, as it sounds, you learning about productivity. Now, you don't just wake up and be more productive. You don't just wake up and be good at any particular skill. You don't wake up with six-pack abs, you don't wake up a confident public speaker. You get better at something by doing it. And so in this week, what we're focused on is helping you learn about productivity. What are some of the tools, tips, frameworks that you can use in your life to achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve? Now, don't worry too much about the what we want to achieve bit. That's next week. In week two, we'll look at envisioning exactly what you want to work towards in this month. But this week, let's start learning and experimenting and playing around with some of the tools and frameworks. So one place you might start is thinking about the one resource that we all have in common, and that is our time. Every single human being alive and who has ever lived has 168 hours a week. All of us, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now, a challenge for you is this first thing that you might start thinking about in this week is, if you sleep 8 hours a night, maybe it's more, maybe it's less, but say it's 8 hours a night. 8 times 7 is 56 hours of sleep every week. So how many hours does that leave you? 112. In those 112 hours is where the magic happens. Now you might think, I'm really busy with those 112 hours. I've got a lot on, Josh, you don't understand. I get you, right? We're all busy. We've all got different things on, and you'll never know what someone else has going on in their life. But you are the only person who knows how you spend the time in your day. So my challenge to you as you start thinking about this week is, how conscious are you, how aware, and how intentional are you about how you spend your time? So one thing you might think about doing is jotting down on a piece of paper the top 10 things you spend time on in a week. So just go through your week, Monday to Friday to Saturday, Sunday. Is it eating? Is it going to the gym? Is it going to class? Is it studying? Is it working? Is it seeing friends? Netflix, social media? Where are the top 10 places you spend your time? And then next to each category, write down how much time you spend in each of those categories. So if you say, I go to the gym 3 times a week for 1 hour, great, gym equals 3 hours. Out of your 112 waking hours, you're down to 109. And keep chipping away until you can figure out where your time goes. Now with this, you have to be honest with yourself. You don't need to share it with anyone else, but if you sit down and start watching Netflix or YouTube at 10 p.m. and you don't go to bed till 3 a.m., that's 5 hours every night, times 7 is 35 hours of Netflix or YouTube. I've had people in workshops before who say, I do lots of gaming, and they write that down. How many hours of gaming do you do every day? Well, I do 10 hours of gaming. That's 70 hours a week. Like, how could someone possibly do that? Well, you can game 70 hours a week and still have 42 hours left. You can still go to class, still work, still seem like everything's working. But in reality, you know you're spending a lot of time in areas that might not be most productive. So my first challenge for you this week when you think about productivity is write down the top 10 parts of your week where you think you spend your time, how many hours on them, and then add them up and see how close you can get to 168. The second challenge is, once you've got it written down, decide, what do you want to keep? What parts of your week do you enjoy? Do they give you energy? Do you feel joy, love, excitement? Keep those hours. If you're like, hey, I go for a dog with my walk every day. I go for a walk with my dog every day, and that takes 30 minutes, 7 days a week. And that's 3.5 hours of time well spent. Keep it. The second category is, what do you want to stop doing or reduce? So you might say, you know what? 2 hours a week I spend mowing the lawn, and I'd actually prefer not to do that. I'm going to pay somebody to come in and do that. Great, you've eliminated it. Or you might say, you know what? I spend 2 hours a day doing my hair and makeup. I'd love to cut that down to, 2 hours a day, but only 3 days a week. When I don't have to go into the office, I'm with my friends, I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to go au naturel. So those 4 days a week where you're not doing the hair and makeup, you're saving 2 hours a day. Just like that, that's 8 hours free every week. So what do you want to reduce doing? Now remember with this, stop it or eliminate it if it doesn't serve you. But if you like it a little bit, but only sometimes, reduce it. Because we've got to reduce it to make space for the third category. And the third category is, what do we want to start or increase? If you've always said you wanted to meditate or do yoga or do an online course, you need to find that time. And we get that time by reducing areas that don't serve us. So if you say cut down your hair and makeup by 2 hours a day, 4 days a week, that's 8 hours. Do you want to do 4 hours of yoga, 4 hours of an online course, 4 hours hanging out, or just 4 hours getting some extra sleep? Totally up to you. So in that third category, say, if I was to reduce my time, cut down my social media, cut down my YouTube, cut down whatever it is, what would I put my time into? Be very clear and very specific. Give them actions, give them time limits, like yoga, 30 minutes, 3 days a week, and then put them in your calendar. If you want it to be a reality, it has to live in your calendar first. So we've got a lot to cover this month. We're going to be talking about a lot of productivity tools, tips, techniques, and we're going to give you some videos and some insights as we go to keep you going. Now, to get the most out of this month, the most out of this challenge, hear me on this, you need to be engaged. You can't sit on the sideline and wave the productivity flag. You've got to be in the arena. So what does that look like? That means doing the activities. That means pausing or rewatching this video, writing down your time for the week. It means posting and engaging in the group. The group is there as a safe space for you to put out into the world, into this community, what you're actually working on. So make sure you share. Don't just sit back in the background and not tell us what you're doing. Keep us updated. And the third thing is, if your peers are posting, because sometimes it's scary to post, comment, engage, give them some feedback. And don't just like it, say what you liked about it. And if you do those three things, if you participate, if you share, and if you comment and engage, you'll get the most out of this month. So we're really excited that you're here. We're really honored that you're here and spending this time with us. We hope you get tons out of it. Make sure you stay connected with me and with Steph as well. Link up on LinkedIn, post in the group, let us know how you go. And we'll see you very soon as you get more out of this month on productivity. I'll see you soon.